So it has been a super long time since I did a binder showcase video, and today I'm going to show off this trading card collection called the Sega Freaks card series, and I'm going to go through my whole binder. I have a complete set of every card from the set, just about. I'm going to explain some very, very challenging cards to get that I need for my collection, but for the purposes of this series, I'm going to really say it's complete, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But these are, before we get to the binder, I did want to share with you just some of the duplicates that I had from buying lots and also opening Sega Freaks booster boxes to get my collection complete. So the Sega Freaks series is a series of trading cards from different Sega games. So you have, for example, here Sakura Wars, and you have different characters from Sakura Wars. The backs all look the same, even though they are from different games. So if I have this last Bronx card, then it looks the same too, and they have some information in Japanese on there. It says Sega, and then it has the Sega Freaks card series title, and then it says the card number. So I'm going to show you, I have every single card except for some very rare parallels of some of the chase cards. So just kind of flipping through here. Here are some more of the duplicates of what these look like. They're really, really nice looking cards. These are Gem Mint cards that I'm looking at right now because these were pulled fresh from a Sega Freaks booster box. And it's not hard to complete this from the common cards from this series. There are some rare chase ones, some holos that we're going to look at in my binder. But those are just some examples of those, and I won't go through every single one in this stack here, but you can see I have a lot. And again, these are all pack fresh cards. I don't know if Gem Mint, but at least mint condition. Ones pulled from the packs there. Here's one from Advanced World War. So I'm not familiar with this game. There's the back of one of those cards there, and I'll just kind of flip through there. Oh, there's something else here. Professor Asobin and Doctor Games. So not familiar with this one either. A lot of maybe Japanese exclusive stuff in here. Sega Ages, Fantasy Zone, and we've got Afterburner 2 there. Familiar with that game. So over here we've got Dragon Force. I have heard of that. And I'll just again flip through these. These are similar to the way the Sakura Wars cards were done. Really nice art, very retro. Goes back to a lot of the classic kind of Sega Saturn era of Sega. And I grew up, I bought a Sega Saturn here in the US, which I found out much later was kind of, unusual, I guess, because there weren't a lot of Sega Saturns here in the US, or it just wasn't really popular from my understanding of that. But I've got a lot of nostalgia for Sega, and that's what led me to go after these cards. Got Last Bronx there, and so I never played this game either. So again, looks the same on the back, and then these are just a lot of duplicates. You got Panzer Dragoon cards in here. What's this? Yeah, more Last Bronx. Some kind of advertisement. I don't know what that card is for. But without further ado, just wanted to show you some of the duplicates and some of the bulk that you can look at if you're looking at Sega Freaks lots on Yahoo Japan auctions or on eBay, what those look like. And now let's just go ahead and go through my complete set. So it's been a long time since I've done a binder showcase on my channel, and what brought me back to this was, I have my new setup here with my expensive camera and my new lighting setup. I'm just going to try this out and see how they look under this new setup. Here we got the Virtua Fighter. These are all in order, so if you look here, this should say card number 1. We got it. Here's one of the chase cards from Virtua Fighter. Yeah, number 1 right there. And they go completely in order in this binder. And the holo patterns on these are really nice. You got this shattered glass holo, which looks really cool. And it just goes by game pretty much. So here's all the Virtua Fighter cards. And again, it looks really nice in a binder because it goes by game, and then you have these, holo chase cards sporadically thrown in. And it looks like I'm going to get a little bit of glare just from the binder sleeves, the binder pages. But we're just going to kind of go straight through this and look at them all. I really like these Panzer Dragoon ones. These are really beautiful cards. Give you an understanding and, maybe teach you about this set if you're not familiar with it. There were several Sega Freaks series, I believe 3. Here we got Virtual Cop over here. Fighting Vipers. Have you ever heard about that? I think is that a fighting game, right? And then there are also cards that are exclusive to certain video games. Love these Nights into Dreams cards. I loved that as a Sega Saturn game. I have some of the comic books of this too. This one, like something like this, I mean, wouldn't that be something that people would grade, in really nice condition and that people would go after? That's just a really cool card. I don't know about all the non-holo ones. These are pretty you can find these pretty easily. You can find lots of these being sold on Yahoo Japan auctions. We've got a little bit of a collection of the Sega systems here in the arcades. Even got a holo robo pitcher. So again, there were booster boxes where you would open the packs. I've opened up a couple of boxes. I think maybe one, maybe two of them, to get some of the best mint cards I can find for my binder collection. But then again, there are also, back to Virtua Fighter here, there are cards that you can only get from certain games. And the Lunar cards are a really good example of that. I'll show those off when we get to those. So we got, what, more Fighting Vipers here. And then Clockwork Knight. Anybody remember this game? Really, really cool. Kind of forgotten kind of games too. I feel like, no one really thinks about Clockwork Knight anymore. No one tries to reboot that game, but that's a cool game. And I would look that up. It's got a really unique art style to it. I don't know what this is. Joypolis, Tokyo Joypolis. These are some holo cards. And again, I bought a few of these actual booster boxes from Yahoo Japan auctions through JAUCE, Jauce. It's a middleman site. And opened them up and just got as mint cards as I could to complete my binder. Now here's some Sonic the Hedgehog ones. I don't remember if some of these were exclusive to a game or were from the packs. They might have been from the packs. The only ones that I remember being exclusively from the video game are, I believe, these Lunar cards. So we've got the Sega Lunar, and there's a couple series of these. I don't know if maybe these came from two different Lunar games, but Lunar, I think like Solar Star series or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head what the subtitle for that was, but there were two Lunar games. So these were, I believe, exclusive to the Japanese Sega Saturn version. And then we've got more Virtua Fighter here. Got a holo one there. Of course, classic fighting series from that. And this, we're coming on very soon. I might have put it at the very end. There's a chase card. I think it's like this one here. Like this is just a base card. But there are 1 per box chase cards in this that I have never heard about till I opened one. So I believe it's this card here. It's in this like super, it almost looks like a superfractor from Topps. It's in this super form. And so I wonder how many of those cards there are, because you get 1 per box. You get like a random card like this, and I don't know if there's certain ones that they picked, or if, they have versions of all the cards or what. I have no idea how many there are, but there is like a 1 per box super parallel version, and I only have one of those cards because I think I only opened one of those, and I have 1 or 2 other ones sealed that I'm going to open at some point. Maybe I'll do it on the channel. I'd like to maybe make a video out of that. I think that would be fun. I don't know if there are other Sega Freaks opening videos out there. Now over here we got our Sekiro Wars. You might recognize some of these from the duplicates I was showing you at the beginning. Here's the holo one, Holo Dragon Force card. These are really cool the way they're sort of horizontally oriented. We have Advanced World War, Sega Ages Fantasy Zone, and then Sekiro Wars going onto this page. Here's our holo for that. You can find some of these holos on eBay and eBay Yahoo Japan auctions. Sometimes they're not in the best condition. Again, the ones that a lot of these, I think this is pretty much like a mint complete set, binder set, except for those super parallels I was talking about. But other than that, these are in super good condition. A lot of these might be a little bit scratched or, have some wear and tear on them if they were just kind of treated, just left in stacks like these ones are, my extra ones. We've got Magic School Lunar cards. Like these are also ones that these only came with the Japanese Sega Saturn of the Magic School Lunar game. And these are some of the rarest, actually I would say that these are the rarest Sega Freaks cards you can get, are these Blue Breaker cards. So in my understanding, this is a very obscure Sega Saturn game, and from the looks of it, I don't think, maybe it wasn't that popular because it wasn't a very good game. I don't know, it doesn't look that intriguing from what I've seen online. But these 9 cards, and I actually have another set of these later in the binder showing the reverse side because they form a puzzle. These 9 cards were only obtainable through a sweepstakes like ticket or something. You got the Blue Breaker game, I believe, and it came with a redemption card that you had to get in by a certain time. And I remember it said like New Year's Day or something, or like midnight of New Year's Eve or something like that, to get these 9 cards. And there's a misprint on the card numbers as well. So you can see here. Oh, okay. So I think if you put them the way they are numbered on the front, the puzzle is incorrect. I think that's how it goes. And so to form the puzzle, you have to put them in a different order. I think that's a mistake, and I believe that's the issue if I'm remembering correctly. But they're really nice. You got this middle row here with the foils, and again, I've only seen these twice in my collecting journey with Sega Freaks. So I got these 9 off of Yahoo Japan auctions just randomly. Someone had the 9 listed, and then I found another listing later on, and I didn't pay a lot for them. I want to say it was under $100, something like that. But I did some research on these, and they are extremely hard to get because they were to get these 9 cards, you had to do a sweepstakes redemption, not sweepstakes. You had to do some kind of redemption card to get them. So that was very interesting, and then it was nice to get the other set. If you ever see these, these Blue Breaker cards, someone's putting them up for cheap, I think they might be a good bet to get because they might be harder to get for Sega Freaks set. These are some additional lunar cards, I believe, again, from another game that you can only get. And these are duplicates, I think. I just put them in the reverse way so you can see the backs. And before we get to what's left in this binder, I'll show you. So here's some more duplicates. And I guess, so my Blue Breaker duplicate cards are in another binder as of right now. I do have them, but I must have put them in a different binder. But anyway, so I won't be able to show you the backs of these cards right now. Maybe I'll go find it real quick and edit it into the video. But I'll show you the remainder of these cards here. First, at the very back, I wanted to share with you these, not the very back, where are these? Here it is. Here's that super parallel card I was talking about. I got 2 of these, so I guess I must have opened 2 boxes. Okay. So right here we have, this is something I have not seen any information about on the internet. This is that super parallel version. Remember we saw the base version of this? And then we got 1 of these in 1 pack. See how it's like a super foily version of it? Otherwise it's the same. And so I just stuck that in the back here, and I don't know how many of these there are. So I consider a complete set. I'm not counting these because I don't know enough yet to really understand. But see again, here's one that is very foily, and otherwise it's just a very, the other card of this is just a base card. So they do have these 1 per box pools of these souped up base cards. There are some interesting other things in this binder I'll just flash real quickly. So this is just a Rockman or Mega Man X Cardis anniversary set, very small set that I've stuck in this binder. And then these are very rare. I do see these listed, but people want a pretty penny for these Chrono Trigger cards that come with the Super Famicom. That's the Japanese version of the Super Nintendo version of Chrono Trigger. You get just a few of these cards. I don't know how many foils or what the pull rates are, but for each of these cards, there's 3 different foil patterns. And so I have a complete set here. You can see how these patterns are different on each of these 3 cards. And I have a complete set, and every one of the cards has the 3 different foil patterns. So I'll show those off to you. I want to say, I feel like I see these brought up for like $1,000 maybe for just a complete set of all the cards with all 3 variations of each card. And I believe I paid something like that. Maybe it was like $600, $900. You see it up there in that range, but it's not like too crazy. Like if you really want it, you can obtain it. It's not like tens of thousands of dollars or anything like that. But you do see them come up pretty often. But again, people do want a few hundred, several $100s up to $1,000. I want to say for this complete set of the foils, and these do also look to be in super good condition. These are just the backs of some of those Sonic cards that also form a puzzle. Alright, so I found my duplicate set of those Blue Breaker redemption cards, and yeah, this is what the puzzle looks like when you put them backwards, and that's the misprint issue, is the backs that form the puzzle are not lined up correctly the way that they are numbered in there. So the backs basically are on the wrong cards. But either way, they're still really awesome cards, very hard to come by, and that's the backs of them. So that's my Sega Freaks collection. It's a really cool set, and it is attainable to get a lot of these cards. If you look for lots on Yahoo Japan auctions, you look for lots on eBay, look for those chase cards, those holo chase cards, and start putting together. This was so much fun for me to put together, and I got to tell you, I got such a huge feeling of accomplishment once I completed this set, including these very rare Blue Breaker redemption cards, and the cards that come with a lot of the different games you can only get through there instead of in the booster boxes. I do have 1 or 2 more of these boxes I might just open on the channel and show you what it's like to open that, what those look like. Let me know what you all think about Sega Freaks, and I'll see you on another video very soon. Thank you.